And I got our team together. Every time they'd fight, I'd cook them their dream meal after they made weight, and we put together a game plan.
Was Monster Lobster in on that cooking session?
He was the opposite team.
Oh, no, I can't.
And the only thing that dude could cook was lobster.
Really?
He's limited.
Literally, the only thing he could cook was lobster.
The Leo and Danny show.
So I got a story about the Ultimate Fighter, just to like tell you about how a lot of the fighters are, because this sticks in my crawl, and I always like to talk about this, because I don't know if you remember Emerson, Rob
Emerson, yeah.
So he was on my season, right?
Yeah.
So this dude's, LA pretty boy,
yeah,
and he was badass kickboxer, had a good record. Fought Nate, and Nate just dominated him because everybody was just scared of Nate, just because of his aura.
Yeah.
People were like, "Oh my God, I'm scared of him." I sparred with him every day. We bloodied each other on a daily basis. Nate Diaz could not submit me. He could not keep me off of him. And the day I got injured, which kept me from training the entire time I was on the Ultimate Fighter, and I don't know if we should probably talk about that too, because that was skipped over and edited out of the Ultimate Fighter. But I did not get to train on the Ultimate Fighter. I went in against Wiman without a single day of training.
Is that Matt Wiman?
Yeah,
and that handsome Wiman,
the handsome man who was one of the UFC veterans on the show already.
Yeah, he choked out my roommate Justin Buckles in a UFC fight. I don't know if you remember Justin Buckles.
I do.
Yeah.
I remember that fight. I called him out. I wanted him. He was the toughest guy on the show, and I was the people the kind of the dark horse nobody knew about. Dana knew that I hit hard, I kicked hard, and I was bigger than everybody. So he's like, "That's going to be a good fight." So I'll come back to this. The Ultimate Fighter was 3 months, right? And we fought every week. And this was the first season where if you lost, you didn't get kicked out, right? You stayed in the house. And that in that case, if somebody was injured, you could come back and you could fight again. So everybody was still in the house. There were teammates outside of that show that nobody knew about. Like nobody knew that Wiman was teammates with one of the other competitors on the show. Well, all of a sudden, I can't remember his name. Oh my God, why can't I remember his name? Tall, lanky kid.
Cole Miller?
Cole Miller, thank you. So Cole Miller and Wiman,
Miller
and Wiman are roommates. I am teammates with Miller. I haven't been able to train and spar anybody. So we're the team's together. And I got our team together. Every time they'd fight, I'd cook them their dream meal after they made weight, and we put together a game plan.
Was Monster Lobster in on that cooking session?
He was the opposite team.
Oh, no, I can't.
And the only thing that dude could cook was lobster.
Really?
He's limited.
Literally, the only thing he could cook was lobster.
Only lobster.
That's it.
We got to meet Monster Lobster.
This guy sounds amazing.
You know what? He's my friend on Facebook. Let's send him a message.
Let's send him a message.
Let's hit him up.
That's a video. Having these two guys meet up, dude, that would be fucking
I would love
classic.
it, dude.
Look,
that'd be
if you can make the fight between me and Noah happen, every organization in the country tried to make it happen. He moved weight classes so he didn't have to fight me ever again, because he knew that I just wanted to maul him like a fucking rabid Wolverine. Wanted to maul that little fucker.
Yeah.
We'd have to
Legally
give him money,
maul
huh?
him.
Yeah.
We'd have to
Not
give him some
wasted.
money.
Just sit on top of him, just like as I rain fists upon him.
We might have to trick him into it. Like, say it's going to be headgear and 16-ounce gloves.
Tell him
change the rules.
Tell him I'm 47 now.
Dude,
I'm a 47-year-old man.
brother.
He's
You look
30.
great.
Okay,
I didn't know that you
cool.
were
Let's
47.
fight. You
Wow,
know?
you look great.
Marlon, what were you saying about the show, though? Where were you going with your...
Yes. So the show was we were given specific rules, and I asked every time what would get us kicked out of the house and what wouldn't get us kicked out of the house. So the only thing that would get you kicked out of the house was if you jumped the fence or you talked to a news agency. And I asked every day at the production meeting, because we had production meetings every day, because I knew I was going to fight somebody in that house. If I get in a fight in this house, are you guys going to kick me out? No.
Wow.
You will not be kicked out. Not only that, we encourage it. And if you guys want to, so be it. You're all professional adults here.
Wow.
God damn it. I got to have that attitude in our squad. We got to start encouraging fights.
Yeah, why not, dude? Fuck it.
So that is
Nico,
So that is something that's on my mind the whole time. And when I fought, I even put my hands in my pocket. I closed my eyes so I would get hit first, so I could defend myself, so I could legally have an out. I'm defending myself. I did not assault this man.
Yeah,
verbally, I can say whatever I want. And it's not, I'm not punching him, not kicking him. I'm defending myself once he does it to me. So they lie to you. They tell you what they can to get drama out of you.
Of course.
And then they use that and then they toss you to the side. That's reality television.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right? So that is what you're signing up for when you go to the Ultimate Fighter. You are signing up to be betrayed, to be lied to, and you're looking to attain some kind of fame or notoriety to make more money in the fighting art.
Right.
Then they just cast you aside, huh?
And then and then that's it. And you're done. Your contracts are not really contracts because you have no right.
Yeah.
At any point, they can terminate your contract. Win, lose, or draw. It doesn't matter.
And Marlon, that actually reminds me, Austin, you're fucking fired.
Get the fuck out of here.
No more Venmo payments.
I knew that was coming. So I'm going into this as a team. I'm a teammate. I'm a team player. I make friends and I treat my friends with respect and I do whatever I can for them. I help them as much as I can. I give a lot to people, and that's what I do now. I help people. I give to people. When that show was taking place, people are plotting. It's a game show. They're plotting. They're trying to figure out how to win. I wasn't trying to figure out how to win. I was there for the experience, and I just wanted to test myself. Well, Cole Miller and Matt Wiman are buddies, and they train together at AKA of Georgia. I did not know that. We're putting together my game plan for Wiman. I wasn't able to spar anybody. The last person I sparred was Nate 5 days into the show, and that's when I got injured and I had stitches in my head and I couldn't train for the entire time. I got my stitches out the morning I fought Wiman. Stitches were from here to here, right? Jesus. They showed it in the preview of the show when the show first started. It never gets mentioned again. I'm laying on my back with my hand on my head. My hand pulls away, blood squirts out of my head, and I yell "fuck!" And that's all you see. And this was before the show even came out. This is what you're gonna see on this season of The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
Right. And then a dude's back fighting a dude, knocking a dude out, kicking him in the face. Yeah. Which, as we saw in the video, was me knocking Noah out. So they used me to promote everything.
Right.
Now, when I fought Wiman, I said to Jens, he's a shooter. He's very aggressive. I'm going to throw a straight right cross that'll set up his shot or a counter, and we'll go from there. And I'll just work through it. I'm stronger than him. I'm bigger than him. I'm not afraid of him. Nate says I can't submit him, so I know he's not going to submit me. I feel good about this fight. And I didn't know this until I'm in the car going to the airport with Monster Lobster. This conversation takes place right after I get the phone call from Spike saying, hey, guess what? You saved the franchise. You're getting this bonus of $13,500, jack off, whatever. Yeah. So I'm sitting in this truck and I'm reminiscing with Lobster. I'm like, my fight with Wiman was crazy, man, because it was like his reactions were so...
Can you tell, for people who don't know, what happened in that fight with Wiman?
Yeah, so, they make a big deal about it. I'm 33 years old on the show, right? I'm older than everybody by a long shot, and I had been working for 14 years to get to the show. It's my dream. And, they even subtitle people in the audience who are like, 14 years, yeah, you did it, for the drama. Sure. Because this fight is, it's the last fight before the semifinals, and it's the big dogs, right? So we put together this game plan, and I walk out into the middle of the cage to fight Matt Wiman. Big John McCarthy is the referee, another dream come true. Every fighter wants to have Big John say, are you ready? Are you ready?
I would want to have Kim Winslow be my referee.
Kim Winslow, yes. What happened to Kim Winslow? She disappeared off the face of the earth.
Did she? That just
man, she doesn't.
Cadaverous lesbian lady.
Really?
Who looks like she could get a job in a haunted house as one of the witches.
Yeah, like what happened to her? Who fuck knows?
She probably couldn't pull off somebody who was pummeling an unconscious fighter.
No, not at all.
They fired her from the California State Athletic Commission.
She couldn't move fast enough in the cage to save anybody.
Jesus.
But so I'm sitting there and they say go, and I know my game plan. And there's literally, for what I have planned, there is one counter. That's it, one counter. And you got to sit around with people and you got to think about that counter. And you got to come up with that counter. So hence my shock and my disbelief is at what happened, and I'll come full circle here in a minute. But the bell rings and I stand in front of Wiman, and he's supposed to, I've studied his film. I know what he does. I know every fight he's had. He comes forward. He presses. So I take the middle of the cage and he just stands in front of me looking at me. And there's like 3 or 4 seconds because the fight's only 50 seconds long.
Right.
He's just standing there looking at me. I'm like, this motherfucker in my head, I don't know how long, in my brain I'm thinking. It feels like I'm thinking for minutes and minutes. I'm going, why isn't he doing anything? What's happening? Okay, well, I'm just going to throw the shot. Mm-hmm. I throw the right and he counters with the most perfect overhand, because it's the only way to slip offline from a cross and land a knockout blow, right? Well, even though he was standing there and he threw that counter, I still landed. I still put 8 stitches under his eyeball, which you'll see the next week for his Nate Diaz fight. They let him fight because it was a semifinal, and he was so gun shy, he got his ass kicked. Nate beat the shit out of him, but that was because I cut him under his eyeball from my cross.
Oh, shit.
He lands the right. I flash go unconscious, wake up on one knee with him coming around my neck. Now, I fought a million rear naked chokes in my time, and I'm just going to say something really quick. BJ Penn was known for greasing back in the day. This is something you can look up on the internet.
Putting Vaseline all over his body in the corner so that he was slippery, nobody could get a hold of him and grapple him effectively.
Yes.
Really? GSP was accused of it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this arm goes under my neck and I grab it and it is
Slippery.
so fucking greased. You would not believe. I go unconscious. That's what I'm famous for. I don't tap. Okay. I go unconscious. I go unconscious fighting because I'm sitting there. I'm going, wait, I can't grab. No, this is fucked. This is so greasy. How can I not grab this guy's arm?
Right.
And then I wake up and Big John's standing over me. Everybody's celebrating the fight's over.
God
so
damn it.
let's fast forward now. I'm in the car with Lobster. I just got kicked out of the show. Night before I was in this fight with Noah. And, Lobster's like, it was an experience. And I'm like, I just can't get over this, bro. I can't believe how good Wiman is. I mean, good for him, man. That was amazing. The timing of that overhand, I replay it over and over in my head, and if I just was a second sooner, I would have landed more flush and it wouldn't have been a cut. It would have been a straight up knockout. And he's looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, what are you talking about, man? And finally he says, bro, you don't know what happened? Nobody told you? And I say, what are you talking about? No, I don't know what happened. He's like, dude, Cole Miller and Wiman are teammates at AKA in Georgia. We developed your game plan. You know what he did? It's on video. He walks right into the room and he told Wiman what your game plan is. And then they fucking practiced that exact move that he knocked you out with.
That's fucking terrible, dude.
How, God,
that's
13 years ago. Yeah. And it's something that I will never, ever, ever, ever get to leave my memory. And that was it. That was like my career in the UFC was just one of just treachery and deceit and lies. And that was it. And I was by everybody from players to and it's my own fault. It's nobody's fault. And you live and you learn. But I was there because I thought it was going to be talent that won that show.
It was fucked up.
But it was a game show, and I didn't play it like a game show. Right. So that's my bad. That's my bad. And I, for 13 years, I've got to pay the price for that. So yeah, going back to the SAG, the stunt stuff. My in was the UFC. I didn't call anybody. I didn't talk to anybody. An agency called me up, said, hey, look, we saw you on TV. Would you be willing to come down to Los Angeles and work for us? And I said, well, I just moved here because my dad just died in my arms and I made him a promise and his anniversary was the 29th of September last week. So I go through that every year. But my dad was my hero. He died in my arms in 2010, September 29th. And I made him a promise that I was going to follow in his footsteps. My dad was a Marlboro man, a Hollywood tough guy in a film nominated for Academy Awards. He's got over 50 credits. He was my hero.
It's a man,
and he got to watch me fight and he got to watch me, do what I do at the highest level. And I'm so glad he got to see that while he was around. Dude, but when I came down to LA, they called me up and I was just really blessed to have that experience and that opportunity and to be on TV. And somebody saw that and said, we think you probably have talent besides. Come and meet with us. And I went and met with this agency called Pacific Talent. They're down in Manhattan Beach. And I got 17 credits with them in 4 years of working.
Phenomenal.
I worked a lot. I auditioned 137 times one year. That's a
crazy.
blessing, dude. That's crazy. And the fighting is a thing, but I used to race professional motorcycles in the IFM, and currently, you know, I have a 200 mile an hour, 200 horsepower BMW motorcycle.
It's gnarly.
That I ride,
nice.
that I race professionally on track. I got
dude.
sponsorship for that. I got a truck that I haul it in. I play tennis. I play baseball. Leo's, you know, I'm not the Leo's. He could have been at the highest level of baseball there is, but
and he can't even hold a candle to my
can't even hold a handle to you, right?
Yeah.
So I was just blessed to have different talents that kind of translate good to film, and I'm a choreographer. I've got 3 black belts, and one of my black belts is in Kempo, and that is an art that choreographs beautifully to television.
It does.
If you guys haven't seen The Perfect Weapon, starring Jeff Speakman, that was choreographed by Ed Parker, the greatest Kempo stylist in the world. He brought Bruce Lee to the Long Beach International Tournament in 1967 and is the father of American karate. He was my sensei. He developed the aesthetic part of my martial arts, which translates to film. And you know, I've done some movies with choreography, and I was the Geico motorcycle guy for 2 years. So if you guys, you know, a lot of my friends have seen that, and that ran. You can still see it on Geico and stuff.
You can still see it, yeah.
You know, I've done things that my dad would be proud of. I did enough work to become a SAG actor, which was a dream come true. But then it was actually the biggest nightmare of my life, becoming a SAG actor. That ruined, I don't know, you know, let's ask Leo how much you've been working since.
Dude, there's not a lot of work out there for SAG. There's
Yeah.
no work.
Yeah.
And
there's
don't think
quite a bit of work if you become a fag actor like Austin.
in the movie industry.
That's
the
why.
film industry.
Yeah,
Over the hill in San Fernando, yeah.
Listen, and it'll be back. You know, it'll be back. But what I have to say is you're unbelievably talented, and I was, you know, I've been in the stunt industry for a while, or I was in it, and I can tell you, you're far more talented than any guy that I ever saw on set. You know, that's why, you know, you were so, you know, vibrant in my memory, because you told some of these stories when I was on set, and you know, I remember at lunchtime we all talked, and you had these great stories, and you're the man, dude. So thank you for coming on the pod, bro. You're fucking. I'm so happy that you.
It was great, Marlon.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were able to reminisce on my favorite series, The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, man.
Look, I've got hours and hours more to talk about. You guys want to get me back on here? We can do it. We didn't even get into the, you know, the celebrity aspect of my life with JP.
There was JP, dude. Jeremy Piven, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a huge Jeremy Piven fan.
I'm a huge Jeremy Piven fan as well. Love to hear some of that. We might also have to dress you up like Helga, whatever her fucking name is again.
Helga Von Parade
you around Venice Beach.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Do that.
We definitely got to get more Marlon Sims on here. But hey, you guys should all follow Marlon Sims. What's your Insta handle? These kids will fucking they're vibrant. They'll follow you on there, man.
Mr. Indestructible 99.
Mr. Indestructible 99, guys. Follow him on Instagram.
Yeah. A solid crate couldn't stop him.
Yeah.
A bottle of tequila didn't stop him. Noah Thomas's armbar couldn't stop him.
Couldn't stop him, dude. Hey.
Oh man, I'll tell you, it's what's going on with the pandemic and COVID. I know it's just changed the way everybody lives, but for a lot of us down here in LA that, you know, trying to chase our dreams, it's
on hold, bro.
It is a very strange, chaotic place to be without really knowing what's going to happen next. So, you know, I'm just a regular Joe working in a restaurant. I work in a restaurant in Beverly Hills full time to make money and work a normal job. I got a girlfriend who works 9 to 5.
Beautiful girlfriend.
The love of my life. Julia is the sweetest, most wonderful woman. I just blessed to have that. So great things have come from it, and everything's an experience. But the Ultimate Fighter was definitely, you know, was a make or break moment, and it broke me. And all I can say is that after that, it's just kind of been reinventing and trying to develop something new, because, you know, once you fight for the UFC, you go anywhere else, you know that you just can't make a living doing it. So it's not a possibility.